Good morning again. Okay. So the title of my message is The Healing Power of Joy. And the subtitle is A Fruit of the Spirit. I chose this topic because joy was actually a topic of a Unity small group program called Knowing the Truth About Healing. The intention of joy being in that program was to examine and share the part that joy plays in bringing our lives into a state of balance and wholeness. And our theme this month is wholeness. So, joy is a key to wholeness, and joy has healing power. Joy can lift our mood, ease our pain, boost our immune system, and calm our stress. Joy can also enhance our spiritual growth. I thought that was amazing that the daily word was joy. I really didn't know that ahead of time. And also, amazingly, it just so happens that the healing power of joy is also the title of a chapter in a book by Charles Fillmore, co-founder of Unity. And the book is Jesus Christ Heals. And it was written in 1939. And here's what Charles Fillmore had to say in 1939. We all should practice happy, joyous, and delightful states of mind. You can quickly be released from pain or grief if you will sing. Singing promotes health because it increases circulation. And he said, first, sing in your soul. You can sing way down inside of yourself. And then you will be soon singing with your voice. And I like this quote that he said also in that chapter. I believe that we could cultivate the power of music, if we could, in connection with the understanding of truth, thus rend all bonds of sickness. The world needs a new hymnal with words of truth only, and music so strong and powerful that it will penetrate to the very center of the soul. And this is Charles Fillmore in 1939. Both Charles and his wife Myrtle, the other co-founder of Unity, believe that wholeness and health is our natural state. Myrtle said that if we prayerfully and faithfully focus on forgiveness and love, quote, the wellspring of joy within us will have a clear path of expression, unquote. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about research on joy and being joyful. So research tells us that smiling relaxes the facial muscles and calms the nervous system. In fact, you could just put a little half a smile on your face, just a little half a smile, and you'd be surprised what that will do. In fact, it's so hard to put a half a smile, it makes you put a full smile. And it was actually a technique in counseling to help people who are depressed. Fake it till they made it. You know, fake it till you make it. So laughter sends more oxygen to the brain, which triggers the release of endorphins that help us feel positive. Laughing can also lower blood pressure, relieve stress, and boost our mood. So this is from a psychiatrist at, it's a long title, but Connor Integrative Health Network of University Hospitals of Cleveland. She said, being happy doesn't just make us feel better, it improves our health. Why? Because happiness leads to healthier behavior. It can also stave off excess body fat, resulting in lower risk of stroke and cardiovascular disease. Okay, I'll do more research later. Right now, I want to say, where do we find joy? Where do we find joy? Actually, this is more research. A survey revealed that it's the simple things that really make us happy. From a list of 50, I will share a few. Take a little jaunt with me now, if you would, in your imagination. You might want to close your eyes, relax your body, and just imagine feeling the sun on your face. A quiet moment savored over a cup of hot tea or coffee. Listening to the rainfall or thunderstorms when you're inside. Seeing a fresh coating of snow on the ground. Seeing a rainbow. Stepping on crunchy autumn leaves. Putting on a brand new pair of socks. That's my favorite one. Picking an easy peel orange from the fruit bowl. Those are some of my favorite things. So as I was looking up joy and researching the topic, I found a book titled Joy on Demand. And this book was written by Chad Meng Tan in 2016. And this gentleman is a Google pioneer, an award-winning engineer. And he believes we can train the mind to access joy. So come with me now as I tell you how to do that. We can learn to notice joy and give it our full attention. That's called attending to joy. We learn where to look in order to see and appreciate joy. That's already there and available to us in moments that we hadn't noticed before. We invite this joy in. Inviting and noticing joy become part of our meditation practice and habits of everyday life. So he says noticing joy is like noticing blue cars on the road. When you're in traffic, blue cars pass you by all the time, and usually you don't notice them at all. But if you play a game of noticing blue cars, you'll find that they are everywhere. The more the mind becomes familiar with joy, the more it perceives joy, inclines toward joy, and creates the conditions that are conducive to joy. He advises that we look for wholesome joy. And what is wholesome joy? It's joy that arises from goodness, generosity, loving kindness, and compassion. For example, joy from doing the right thing. Joy from others' generosity and goodwill. Or rejoicing in someone else's joy. So, whenever you see or hear of someone doing some good thing, like in the Kindness Project, Take a moment to think. More good is being done in the world. I'm so happy. More good is being done in the world. I'm so happy. When we attend to this type of joy and give it our full attention, this helps us capture and remember the experience. And it primes the pump, so to speak, to help us see even more. And this part I really like. He reminds us that just because you're in pain doesn't mean you cannot feel joy or happiness. He says when pain is overwhelming, joy can be a container for the pain, limiting its damage and allowing the healing process to work. It's a little like putting a cast around your leg when you have a fracture. It prevents further damage and allows the leg to heal over time. So allow and invite the joy in, no matter what you're feeling, no matter what's going on. Now, some more research from the Journal of Positive Psychology, my favorite journal. This is from a 2018 study. When one has an inclination to notice and affirm events as good, this enhances the likelihood of joyful experience. More recent research found an intriguing upward spiral between gratitude and joy. Gratitude promotes joy, and joy increases gratitude. Cultivating gratitude can lead to a harvest of happiness. I like that. Cultivating gratitude can lead to a harvest of happiness. And that was from a 2019 study. Scientific concepts behind happiness, kindness, and empathy in contemporary society. Joy is socially contagious. When we believe those around us are joyful, our own joy is enhanced. When we experience joy, we want to celebrate with others. Joy is something we feel compelled to share, and that is further heightened by sharing it. So, for example, the other morning, some of you in Payson will recall this event. I got up very early for me. It was about 6 in the morning. A kitty cat woke me up. And I looked out the sliding glass door, and there were these huge snowflakes falling. It was snowing. And I went downstairs, and Reverend Neil was already awake, and he was meditating. I said, "Have you looked outside?" He said, "No." So he went and he looked out the window, and he said, "Those are big flakes." But just noticing and then sharing that with someone else made me even feel more joy. And then he let one of the cats in that was outside. "Marty has snow on his back," he said. "He wants to come in." Okay, so this brings me to the subtitle of my message, which is Joy as a Fruit of the Spirit. And you may recall from Galatians 5:22, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Did you notice where joy was? Right after love, the second fruit of the Spirit. Well, to understand joy as a fruit of the Spirit better, let's take a look at how a fruit develops. Fruit is a stage in the reproduction process of the plant. Before fruit becomes fruit, it is a flower. I'm kind of looking at myself sideways in the monitor right now. Sorry about that. The fruit reproduces by releasing its seeds, which then fall or are carried to later become a new plant. So when we are open and receptive to Spirit in our lives, oops, I missed something. The flower needs to be pollinated. Then it needs to grow and develop. Then the fruit reproduces by releasing its seeds, which then fall or are carried to later become a new plant. So when we are open and receptive to Spirit, we can grow and develop and produce and demonstrate the fruit of the Spirit. Our positive example can help the seeds flourish and produce joy in others. For example, I'm working a 12-step program with a co-sponsor right now, and we sponsor each other. And we uplift one another by sharing our hope, our faith, and our strength with each other. And that's how joy spreads. When you share it, it lights up the next person, and they share it and lights up the next person. So I have a couple of exercises. 2 of them you can do after today, after the service. And I have handouts on the greeter table. Please take one with you for this. And also I have a slide. So let's show the first slide. And can make it a little smaller. It's a little cut off. No? Okay. It says, think of something that brings a smile to your face. Let's do that now. Let's do that, all of us. Let's do that. Close your eyes, relax your body, take a breath. Think about what brings a smile to your face? What stirs up the feeling of joy within you? Raise your hand to share what you're thinking of. Phyllis? Is it on?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. I was in Walmart one day, and I was actually enjoying shopping. It was like out of the house, but I was kind of feeling joyful. And I'd been there quite a while, and I looked and I saw a baby in its mother's birth, and the baby just was had a, normal kind of look on its face. And then it saw me and it lit up like the sun. And I thought, oh my God, there's something in me that he saw that. And it was just this wonderful, wonderful feeling. And I still have it with me. I think of it often.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for that image. So I'd like to ask anybody online if they'd like to share what came up for them. And can we have a gallery view? Or maybe put it in the chat if you don't want to say it out loud. Any chat? No chat?
The joy of hearing you talk about joy, Donna.
Thanks, Frosty. Love you.
Love you too.
Thanks for saving that one. All right. So what we're going to do with the exercise, you can take the gallery view off. What we're going to do with the exercise is for homework. I invite you to write a statement about joy using what you thought of in the description. And use the following form. Joy is like, and let's use Phyllis's example. Joy is like a lit up baby's face. And then 2 qualities of the object that it shares with joy. For example, joy is like a rose, fragrant and blooming. Joy is like a rock, solid and forever. Joy is like a child's toy, whimsical and full of color. And place this in an area that you'll see each day. For those online, you can copy this slide by pressing Control and Print Screen on your keyboard and pasting it on a blank document. And the second exercise I invite you to do after the service is check out NPR's Joy Generator. This particular link, we're not going to use it, but this particular link takes you to some sliders where you can mix your own natural soundscape and relax. And there's wind and frogs and water and something else. I can't remember right now. But just go to npr.org or just look up NPR Joy Generator and it'll take you right there and you can play with it. And I want to share with you just a few of the things you can do with the Joy Generator online. So one of the types of joy is the joy of wonder. And so we're going to go to the next slide. Now, before you play that, Tom, joy of wonder has to do with shifting our perspective beyond the self and towards something extraordinary. So gazing at the stars on a clear night or watching the aurora borealis. And you can play a little bit of that by hitting the play. The next type of joy is the joy of nature, which can have calming and health benefits and lift up our mood, like I said earlier, lower pain and decrease stress. So the sound of water and birds have a positive effect on well-being. In Jesus Christ Heals, Fillmore wrote, quote, "All nature has a language and a song for those who listen." And in 1 Chronicles 16:33, "Then the trees of the forest will sing for joy in the presence of the Lord." So you can play a little of this for us. Okay. These are not the ones on NPR. These are ones that I chose just to give you a sample because of the internet connection. I used Clip Grab to grab these. The joy of anticipation. This is like watching a garden grow, watching your garden grow, or waiting for a package you're expecting to be delivered. That brings joy. And remember, we want to say, I'm expecting a package. I'm so happy, you know. or I'm watching my garden grow. I'm so happy. Just to consolidate it and remember the joy, to prime our pump, our joy pump. So what do we have here? We have a minute of time release. 1 minute of time release. Plants time release compilation. This is the joy of anticipation. And something I learned from my research on joy was something called ASMR, the joy of brain tingles. The joy of brain tingles. So ASMR stands for, we could hear that. That's an ASMR one. Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. Now, let me tell you what this is like. This is like somebody whispering. When somebody whispers, that can give you brain tingles. Also, it's the sound of a paintbrush making a long stroke. Those little sounds can bring us joy if we attend to them. And the joy of cuteness. When university students watched 30 minutes of cute animal videos, their blood pressure, heart rate, and anxiety dropped. I forgot to say these were anxious university students. And watching puppies and kittens can improve our focus and our concentration too. So that would be the next one. Yeah. Can you play that just a little bit? So at the top of this, I have that a researcher in Austria determined that infants' large heads and large eyes inspire our caregiving instincts and activate the brain's reward system. And that can apply to our furry friends too. So that's a reasoning about why we might feel the joy of cuteness, why that might bring that to us. But you know, my cats have a really nice daddy also. They have a nice mommy, but they have a really nice daddy too. So mommies and daddies can enjoy the cuteness of kittens and puppies. So let's remember these key points. We can go back to where we were, the beginning. Joy is a key to wholeness. Joy has healing power. We can access joy every day in many ways. It's all available around us. All we have to do is notice it and pay attention to it and tell ourselves how happy it makes us feel. And our joy will be contagious. And so it is. So we're going to listen to an instrumental now to prepare